Ta Māori e, Morena, kia koutou katoa e te iwi e te wānau. Titiro mai e te whānau kei konei ko tō tātou manuwhiri tuārangi. Joining us live this morning at te Korimako Taranaki, it is indeed tō tātou Premier Jacinda Adern. Morena, Jacinda.
Morena, te whānau. And just so you know, I'm not in the van alone. We've got Angela, we've got Glenn, we've got Adrian, all your local representatives, and we're heading around vaccination centres in Taranaki today.
Oh my gosh, no, mai e raro, it's a Premier. Welcome, our Prime Minister, to Taranaki. How are you?
Oh, goodbye. I'm not too bad, thank you. I mean, it's obviously, gosh, such a tough time for everyone in Aotearoa at the moment, but the team of 5 million doing an amazing job of looking after one another by being vaccinated, and it's all we can ask of everyone right now.
Wow, you were on TV this morning. You were on the AM show. We just watched you on TV. You got on a plane. Now you've landed here and you are in Taranaki. Prime Minister, given the fact that our Māori people have the lowest vaccination rates around the Motu in Aotearoa, could you please talk to us about the abandoning of the elimination strategy as well, please?
Well, I mean, I think what I would first of all say is that we have worked constantly to stamp out COVID in New Zealand. And we've done that all the way through, and we are still doing that now. But what we've had to acknowledge is that this one has been harder. The Delta outbreak, for lots of reasons, has been more difficult in Tamaki Makaurau. So we've acknowledged that we haven't been able to get to zero at this stage and in this outbreak. But that doesn't change the strategy, which is to continue to keep people safe. And so before, we used to do that through lockdowns because we had no other tools to help us. Now we have something to help us. We have the vaccine. So that's lots of reasons for us to feel less afraid and less exposed than we used to, but we need our whānau to take it up. If I might say, Tamzyn, we should also celebrate success. Our over 65-year-olds Māori have been amazing. The rates of vaccination there are in many cases over 90%. So we just need all of our age groups, particularly our rangatahi, to take up that opportunity in the same way that our kaumātua and kuia have.
Tēnā koe, Prime Minister. Now, kei te rongo mai koe, can you still hear me, Prime Minister?
I can.
Kia ora. Now, I've got a 20-year-old son, and he's a student at Waikato University. He's home here in Taranaki with me, and I won't be sending him back to Waikato this year. I just need him home with Mummy. Jacinda, earlier this week, you made the announcement that it's mandatory for our primary school teachers to get the vaccine. And, you know, ka tautoko au, I totally support that. How are you feeling about the tertiary teachers?
Yeah.
And, those of our kāko who work in tertiary?
So we've said, look, if you're in our state education system, if you're teaching our primary school age children or our rangatahi, we have said we want those to be vaccinated. The big reason for that is because our tamariki at the moment aren't eligible to be vaccinated. Now, that may well change, but it's one way we can continue to keep our children safe. For our university students, they can be vaccinated. But we are still looking at ways that we can make universities as safe as possible. So that is something that we're still doing work on, but I would again encourage every university student to go and be vaccinated. It's the best protection.
Tēnā koe, Prime Minister. You are the busiest person in our country, and yet you've found time to come here to Taranaki. We have the lowest rates out at Whaitara, where I'm from, and also here in Ngā Motu, New Plymouth. What has brought you here to Taranaki today?
Well, we want every single part of the country to be well vaccinated. What we're seeing in this outbreak is that Delta is not just a Tamaki Makaurau problem, it's an Aotearoa issue. And so that's why last week I was over on the East Coast. I was visiting Murupara and Ruatoria, travelling up from Murupara up to the East Coast through Ruatoria, Tokomaru Bay, Gisborne, just highlighting how important it is that we reach every community, large and small. So that's our focus at the moment. Here in Taranaki, things are moving quickly in Taranaki. So yes, we have had some lower numbers, but we're seeing the pace really pick up, and I'm just here to support that mahi.
Tēnā koe, Prime Minister. Can I just ask you, because I know you've got to carry on with your very busy day, where do you see us in 6 months' time?
I do see us being highly vaccinated. And that is the thing that will help us the most to protect ourselves against COVID. I see us having some tools that we use alongside vaccination, just in case we see outbreaks that we worry about, that we still use those. But by and large, that we have more freedom than we have now because of those vaccination rates. So that is going to be the thing that makes the biggest difference for us. By then, I also think it'll be likely that our younger children will be able to be vaccinated, but we're letting that go through a process so that our experts approve that before that happens. But I imagine that by then, we'll have greater coverage, that more of our people will be able to be protected.
Tēnā koe, Prime Minister. And just in closing, because I know you've got a really important hui coming up and you're off to meet the whānau over at Tuiora as well. Prime Minister, would you like to share some kōrero with our whānau here in Taranaki, please?
Oh, look, my final thought would be just to say there is something for everyone as we come up to Super Saturday that everyone can do. If you've only had one vaccine, but it's been 3 weeks since you got it, please go out and get your second and do it this week. If you're not vaccinated and you're worried, find someone that has been, and over 80% of New Zealanders have had their first dose. So find them, ask questions, have a kōrero that gives you the confidence you need to go and be vaccinated, and please do it quickly. And the final thing I'd say is if you're already vaccinated, help someone else to be. We can all make a difference. And please, let's make sure that we do it quickly for the 10.5 million.
Tēnā rawa atu koe, our Prime Minister Jacinda Adern. I'm so honoured to speak with you today.
The pleasure's mine.
Thank you on behalf of our Te Korimako crew. They all want to send their aroha to you as well, and everyone was so excited. Had a few tears in our eyes actually that we were talking with you today.
Oh, that's lovely. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ngā mihi kia koe. Have a fabulous day. Ngā mihi to Adrian and to Glenn and Angela as well. You're amazing, all of you. Ngā mihi kia koutou. Prime Minister Jacinda Adern, aroha nui kia koe.